Hey guys, how's it going? Jeremy from T-Tag here, thetruthaboutguns.com. Out in the woods of Idaho as usual. Got a bit of a flu, I apologize, and I think I'm about to get dumped on, so I might do some of this B-roll later, including explaining all of the FBI protocols for gel testing, because that's what we're going to do today. Basically, Lehigh Defense, makers of some really cool projectiles, bullets, have come out with a new bullet called the Xtreme Cavitator, and they're putting it in 32 ACP, which has not had a good reputation for self-defense in the US. I mean, it's basically been sneered at. It was good, you know, 100 years ago if you wanted to have a little tiny pocket Derringer mouse gun and you wanted to assassinate someone and they'd die a month later of infection, but it's not really a capable self-defense cartridge as we think of it today. That is, stopping a threat and incapacitating someone rapidly, right away, very quickly, ending that immediate threat. They claim that they've made 32 great again. That this bullet, this 50 grain Xtreme Cavitator at 1,000 feet per second meets FBI protocol for gel testing, and that has really never been done before in 32. If you wanted to get that 12 inches of minimum penetration, you had to run hardball, and it would usually over-penetrate. So I have a box of Spear Gold Dots in 32 ACP. I have a box of Full Metal Jacket, regular ball ammo, and I have a couple boxes of this Underwood loaded Lehigh Defense Xtreme Cavitator ammo, and we're going to gel test this. I've got 2 blocks. It's in the cooler right here. It's supposed to be at 39 degrees for a real FBI test, and this is the real stuff. This is the 10%, you know, pig gelatin organic gel. We're gonna load it up, run it all through. I'm just gonna put a t-shirt on it because if you're carrying a little bug like this, a little backup gun, little mouse gun, pocket pistol, you're probably doing it in summer in light clothes like this. So I'm just gonna put a t-shirt on the Ballistics gel, and we're gonna shoot it, see if we can get that 12 to 18 inches of FBI spec. Let's do it. I'm gonna shoot from right there, just a couple feet away from our FBI spec pork jello. I'm gonna fire 5 shots in a row, hopefully the 4 corners and the center, and then we'll check out the damage afterwards. Few clean holes in the front of the shirt there. Straight wound paths, look like some decent permanent wound cavities. And then up here we have all of the bullets in a very, very consistent depth. Look at that. That is impressive for a 32 ACP. Let's do some measurements. Well, we are right in there. None of them under-penetrated, none of them over-penetrated. We are straddling 14 inches of penetration for all 4 of them. I did shoot 5. I missed one of them off the left. It snuck out the left side of the block. But that is awesome. Very consistent. We'll dig those out and look at them in a second. Right now I'm going to shoot the Gold Dot and then a Full Metal Jacket. We'll see what those look like. By the way, as near as I can measure, looking about 1.25 inches on the permanent wound cavity diameter. Maybe as high as 1.5 inches, but I think 1.25 inches is about the ticket. And it continues a decent way down. Really, not bad. Bullets looking good. We're going to fire 2 Spear Gold Dots. They're 60 grains, followed by 2 Full Metal Jacket 73 grains. So I'm actually very surprised here that both of the gold dots expanded. However, they didn't make much of a wound cavity. Slightly less than the Xtreme Cavitator, actually. I know this is hard to see on the video. And we got about 8 1/4 and 8 3/4 inches of penetration. Let me zoom around to the other side so you can see the other gold dot. There we go. It's the gold dot on the left side. It did expand fully, very nicely, both of them did. Brought a plug of shirt with it, and the wound channels overlapped a little. May have done a little more in the first 1.5 inches, but that is nothing. I mean, we made it 8.5 inches in. That is not sufficient. Let's check out those FMJs. With the FMJs, we had the opposite problem, basically, and that is over-penetration. They also made really no wound channel, just very, very clean. You can see it up here. Clean, narrow, about bullet diameter paths. Nothing much. They stayed straight, went through, didn't really do any damage. The short one it's actually inside. It's at 18 inches. That's within spec. It's right at the max of the spec. The second one, a little farther, closer to 20. 19.5. So too much out of that guy. I am quite impressed with these Lehighs. All of the Lehigh projectiles looked exactly like that one on the left, which is to say, just like they do when brand new, except for the rifling grooves. Now this, for obvious reasons, is pretty much barrier blind. It's a solid copper projectile. It doesn't rely on having to open, so it will work through heavy clothes. It will work through just about anything, as will the full metal jacket, of course. But that we saw over-penetrated. That is not ideal. And then the gold dot. I am really, really shocked, actually, that the gold dot opened up. And it did. It opened up fully. It opened up properly. That's pretty impressive, but it under-penetrated by a lot. 8 inches, that is not sufficient. And apparently it is one of the very few hollow points on the market in 32 ACP that will ever open anyway. They all just act like a full metal jacket. You want the wound channel, you want the correct penetration, you want it to go through any barrier, like clothes, light clothes, heavy clothes. This Xtreme Cavitator seems to be the ticket. Very nice job, Lehigh and Underwood. All right, down for safety off. Let's see if we can't put a few rounds through a rubber dummy here. It's a ballistics gel sticking to me everywhere. Jam on that last round there. All right. The chest. Go for the head next time. He's already shot up. I know you can't see where those impacts were probably. I just want to make sure the ammo runs though. Another 7. We'll shoot this guy in the head so you can see. Nice. 100% function that time. Another 8 rounds with this brand new Beretta Tomcat. So far, the ammo and the Tomcat are running well. We had one stoppage on that last round of the first mag, but since then, looking pretty good. Nice, all 8. Once again, very low recoil, very controllable. And even though this thing really doesn't have sights on it, I am making accurate hits on RD here. Looking really good. I'm pretty impressed. All right, you guys, it's gonna wrap it. Make 32 great again. My little slogan I think that these guys should pick up. Lehigh Ammunition, Lehigh Defense, and Underwood Ammo is loading their projectiles. Xtreme Cavitator seems to work. It meets FBI spec against all odds. I mean, it does make 32 a viable carry option. I think now we just have to see a manufacturer not do a single stack, but actually double stack those guys. You can make a gun this tiny holding, you know, I don't know, 15, 18 rounds or something. I mean, that would be awesome. I would love that, and I would actually consider carrying that in 32. However, of course, it wasn't 100% reliable in this Tomcat. You're looking at a picture now, Lehigh, if that groove around it isn't serving a real ballistic function of some sort, I think get rid of it. I could feel it hanging up on the magazine as I was loading those rounds. I think it caused the 2 feeding problems that I saw. I just ran through that whole box of Spear Gold Dots without a hitch. I ran through 40 Full Metal Jackets without a hitch. I think the gun runs reliably. It did stop twice on those Lehighs in 20 rounds. Not sure exactly what's going on there. I'm sure there's 32s that it runs 100% in. This might be one of them once it breaks in a little. I would definitely run a little more of this ammo if I were going to carry it. In terms of performance, yeah, I would carry it. It makes FBI spec. What more could you want? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Please like and subscribe if you would. And I'll see you out here next time.